meteorologist Stephen Jones.
Well, starting off with that time lapse, you can see been pretty cloudy and chilly all day, but still was a pretty great parade this morning. Still holding on to a lot of that cloud cover with some of that mist working into the region still, but overall no widespread heavy downpours by any means. Looking at those totals from last night, here's what we're looking at in terms of the rain totals in 24 hours. About over an inch here recorded at Mathis Field. The big winner going to be Lake Ivy, got over an inch and a half up there towards Coleman County. Coleman itself 1 inch. A little bit less off towards the west. Big Lake only reporting about 0.2 inches of rain, but still all of us with those average accumulations of anywhere from a half inch to a good inch of rain. So hopefully on the drought monitor that comes out next Thursday, we'll see some good improvements for that. For temperatures right now, about a good 10-degree spread from 52 in Junction, 42 for Sterling City, 47 here in town. Most of us with those 40s as we're heading through the 6 p.m. hour and feeling a little bit colder thanks to some of those gusty winds out of the north. Peak gusts here in San Angelo, 47 miles an hour. Going to be the breeziest out of us, but everybody getting up into those upper 20s, if not those lower 40s there in Robert Lee. Sustained winds anywhere from that 20 to 25 mile an hour mark, even up to 30 miles an hour at times. As we're looking at those dew points, still a fair amount of moisture out there. 45-degree dew point in Junction, 41 here in town, 36 for Sterling City. Relative humidity indices very high, from 90% into the 70s, but like I said, not looking at too much in terms of rainfall because the major lift for this system has shifted off towards the east now and also towards the north with some of that snow, but not looking too likely that it'll make it mostly into our region. You can see this upper level pattern going to continue sliding off towards the east, bringing the weather with it, the rain and the severe weather, of course. This next upper level ridge going to be building in for the west coast and going to be warming us up as well as we go into the second week of April, pushing those 80s, even potentially up towards that 90-degree mark at times going into next week. And like I said, severe weather heading off towards the east with that upper level pattern, that level 4 out of 5 risk, targeting really northern Mississippi into east or western Tennessee, and then stretching in towards eastern Texas. But here in the Concho Valley, sitting with those clear skies now, or clear in terms of the severe weather, at least I should say. You can see all these flash flood warnings going up along the Mississippi, some tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings going off as well. And as we zoom in on Texas, even some of that flash flooding coming down into the state. One severe thunderstorm warning off towards the north of Houston. Some of that virga or maybe some light showers working up into the southern counties for the Concho Valley, but you can see this snow really targeting anywhere from Amarillo to Lubbock right now, seeing some good reports, 3 to 4 inches in some of those areas, and that's what we're watching closely to potentially see some flurries working in into the overnight hours. Here's a look at that futurecast. You can see still wanting to pop up some of that isolated shower activity here in the Concho Valley. Maybe just 1 or 2 flurries trying to work in for some of our northern counties. I'm not looking at much in terms of those travel impacts. Just going to be very cold and maybe a little bit of fun to look at as we go through the overnight hours if you're up for it. But look at this by tomorrow. After we get through the morning, going to be clearing up in terms of the sky cover. Going to be seeing plenty of sunshine temperature-wise. Not getting so warm, only pushing up towards that 60-degree mark is what I'm looking at right now. And then more of the same as we go into Monday, and that's where we really start to see the warm-up starting to take shape across the entire viewing area. For tonight, very chilly, getting even to freezing levels almost. I'm calling 33 degrees. Potentially those few flurries or just some mist for the northern Concho Valley going into tomorrow. Pretty chilly as well, 60 degrees. Keep those wind chills in mind, though, with that wind out of the north, about 15 to 25 miles an hour. As we go through the second week of April, start to warm up pretty nicely, pushing into those 70s by Monday, 80s for Tuesday, 90 degrees. Going to be close in the money for Wednesday there, but then as we settle out into the second weekend of rodeo, going to see those 80s with overnight lows in the 50s. That's all for your 7-day forecast.